Hey folks, welcome back. I know it's been a few days, but we've had some nasty weather. This weekend traveling to and from work was just horrible. There was nothing about it that was any good. It took me an hour and 20 minutes to go 25 miles. So the worst part of traveling was it was just warm enough that inside, I've got a Subaru. And for those of you who have had Subarus, you know the heater works exceptionally well. It'll, on next to the lowest, it'll blast you right out of the cab, right? So, it's drizzling, folks. It's not raining, so I guess I can put my hood down. So I had my heat right on full bore, right on defrost. I've got the best I could find of winter blades for windshield wipers, and I bought them like 2 or 3 months ago. I just got tired of messing around with some cheap, mediocre window wipers, so I just got the best they had. And even then, with my heater on full blast, on defrost, there was about an inch. I'd go like a mile and a half, and there'd be an inch of ice all over my windshield wipers. And it's always in that one spot where you sit and you have to see, right? So you either duck down. I call it hugging the steering wheel. You try to rise above that spot. And every once in a while, I would put down my window and try to catch the wiper to try to slap it and try to knock the ice off. But it was freezing on pretty hard. And just soon as you would get going again, the window would freeze and the windshield wipers would freeze. So it was pouring, but it was freezing as fast as it hit. So it was horrible. I had to stop several times on the interstate, which I do not like to do. I saw several others doing the same thing. I saw people pulled right over, and I think they were just waiting for the sand truck, but the salt truck, it was coming down and sticking so fast, folks, that they just couldn't keep up with it. So I inched my way home, let my coworker know and my cousin Shay that I made it home all right. My coworker came in an hour early so I could leave an hour early. Boy, you can't even imagine how much I appreciated that. And you know what? All the gratitude I gave her, many, many thanks. I showed up late the next morning, right? Only because I got stuck. I left a half hour early because I knew it was messy coming home the night before, and that was like just a few hours prior. So I got stuck. Folks. We had about, depends on who you ask. I know my cousin Shay, she's up on the higher elevation. She got a mixture of snow and sleet and freezing rain. Where I worked, it was a lot of mix as well. But here in my yard, I got all sleet, folks. I got all sleet, and it was trying to do chores. Walking through 10 inches of sleet was horrible on the knees. It was horrible on my ankle. And anyway, so I left a half hour early the next morning, which was 3 hours later. And not much sleep, right? It took me 35 minutes to get from my house to the main road. I would go, because Subaru is really good in the snow. It's really good in bad weather, for the most part. But if there's so much sleet, folks, that your tires can't reach to get traction on the ground, it's awful hard going. My skid light was on the whole time. I was just spinning. I've got all-wheel drive, and I pushed that button, so it's like four-wheel drive. That's what I was told. I don't know. This thing, my vehicle is a beast, folks. But I would go 10 feet, and the steering wheel, you couldn't even tell where the wheels were, folks. You couldn't drive straight for nothing. I'd go 10 feet until I could could not go any further, and I would try to back up in my tracks, get a running start, go another 10 feet, and I did that all the way out to the main road. Folks, it's like this. The road is here, the camp road is here, and the sides are like this, right? So anyway, I did that all the way out to the main road, and well, as you get up to the main road, it goes a pretty steep incline with those even larger dips down to the side. And I tried several times, and the last try, I knew I was going to make it. And I got halfway through the bank, folks, and here comes a plow. So I had to stop. I got stuck right there. I had to shovel my way out. So I was 12 minutes late for work. If any of you have ever shoveled several inches of sleet, you know it's like shoveling marbles, right? You take one scoop and it just fills right back in. Everything is good here. Were mailboxes at the end of the road. They got demolished, folks. Mine was wrapped right around and sitting right on the mailbox post. Mail went everywhere, and then it sleeted, and we don't know what's under. It hasn't melted yet. The sleet has shrunk, but we don't know where our mail is. We know we've got mail underneath the several inches of sleet. There's not a one of them that's not dented all to hell, folks. Mine won't even close anymore. So, for those of you who have never lived in snow country, that's just it. The mailbox is getting hit and destroyed at your expense. You have to go and buy another one, right? It happens more than you know. You lose mail, right? Whether it's bills or sending stuff out or whatever. So anyway, y'all be good. Y'all be good. I hope you fared the storm well. If you were in the storm's path. Spring is coming, folks. Spring is coming. Next thing you know, I'll be hollering over the peepers. Good night. Bye-bye.